All stories alleged. For gossip and entertainment only. Let's do this.
Hello, gossipers. This is Sharona with Gossip in the Dark. So, by now, we should have all heard about the CEO of United Healthcare getting M on his way to a meeting. So, if you don't know, I'm going to read an article for you and then we'll come back and we'll speak on it. So, United Health Group has released a statement saying their hearts are broken and that they have been touched by the huge outpouring of kindness and support since CEO Brian Thompson was gunned down in Manhattan early Wednesday. The masked gunman appeared to be lying in wait outside the Hilton Hotel in what police said was a premeditated attack. The shooter arrived at the scene about 5 minutes before Thompson, before shooting the victim in the chest around 6:40 a.m., police said. Video captured the moment the gunman walked up behind the CEO, pointed the gun at him, and fired. A witness fled as Thompson stumbled and fell to the ground. The gunman then walked closer to Thompson, firing more times before fleeing. So many patients, consumers, healthcare professionals, association, government officials, and other caring people have taken time out of their day to reach out. We are thankful even as we grieve. United Group, parent company of the division Thompson was CEO of United Healthcare, said in their latest statement. Our priorities are first and foremost supporting Brian's family, ensuring the safety of our employees, and working with the law enforcement to bring the perpetrator to justice. We at United Health Group will continue to be there for those who depend on us for their health care, the statement continued. We ask that everyone respect the family's privacy as they mourn the loss of their husband, father, brother, and friend. The killer of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, entered New York City by bus on November 24th when a surveillance camera at Port Authority bus canal caught his arrival at 9 p.m., law enforcement sources told ABC News. Police are investigating whether the suspect left the city by bus the day of the shooting on December 4th. The inbound bus originated in Atlanta, but it was immediately clear where the suspect boarded. Immediately clear where the suspect boarded. So they don't know where he boarded in Atlanta. The 10-day period is the focus of investigative efforts as police have collected a lot of video of the suspect all over the city, in the subway, in cabs, and even in McDonald's. So he was there for 10 days. So this is something he was definitely plotting. That's why it's premeditated, okay? Each place he paid with cash, and he made sure to keep his mask on, which indicates to the detective he knew he was coming to the city to commit M. The suspect likely checked into the hostel at 103 Amsterdam on November 24th, checked out and checked back in again on November 30th. It's not clear when the surveillance image was captured. So I'm going to show you an image of who they say the suspect is. The NYPD released new photos of the suspect seen without a mask on Thursday while asking for the public's help in identifying him. The images were taken from a surveillance camera at the HI New York hostel on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Police had obtained a warrant to search after coming to believe the suspect stayed there, sources told ABC News. Police were able to find an image of the suspect without his face mask because of an exchange in which the shooter obliged the desk clerk's request to show his face occurred because the desk clerk is required to match a guest's face with a tattoo ID, police sources told ABC. As he stood at the check-in desk, the sources said the woman asked to see his smile. The suspected shooter obliged, pulling down his mask long enough for surveillance camera to capture his face. Dummy, dummy, dummy. The suspected shooter checked into the hostel using a New Jersey license that wasn't his own, police sources told ABC News. Detectives ran the name and found it did not resemble any known photos of the suspect or other evidence amazed so far, the sources said. His check-in date was November 30th, but officials believe that the suspect shooter was in the city prior to the date. Law enforcement sources told ABC News that he arrived last month from Atlanta, Georgia. He took a Greyhound bus into Port Authority Terminal in Midtown. Both Greyhound and the parent company of the hostel, Australian International USA, said in a statement that they are fully cooperating with the NYPD but cannot comment further due to active investigation. Detectives are currently canvassing other hostels and locations on the Upper West Side and beyond, showing the suspect's picture as they work to identify him, sources said. They are working to learn more about the man's whereabouts in the time between his arrival to New York City and the shooting incident. Thompson was a longtime executive who rise at the company came after a stint as a business advisor at global consulting giant PwC, according to his WikiLink page. He lived in a non-gated neighborhood in Maple Grove, Minnesota, a Twin Cities suburb roughly 15 miles away from United Health Group's Minnesota Minnetonka headquarters. After occupying various executive roles at the company for nearly 20 years, Thompson was appointed to his current position in 2021. Thompson's wife, Paulette Thompson, said in a statement that she's shattered by the senseless killing. Brian was an incredible, loving, generous, talented man who truly lived life to the fullest and touched so many lives, she said. Most importantly, Brian was an incredible, loving father to our two sons and will be greatly missed. So that is the entire story right there, up to date. And now they're saying this gunman is from Atlanta, Georgia. And some people were saying maybe the shooting was ordered, meaning someone paid this man to go and kill Mr. Thompson. So we don't know. I don't think it's a professional, because for them to get a picture on screen of him checking into this hostel, and again, they're saying that his ID did not match, that when they looked into the ID and investigated, it looks nothing like the suspect, and it just didn't match. So for this lady to ask him to pull down his mask so she can identify him from his ID, and they're saying it does not look like him, how was he able to pass? And people are looking at the picture. I think the model's name was Jeremy Meeks. I think he was the one who got arrested, and his mugshot turned him into a super male model. So, people are looking at this picture and go, look at him. He's very attractive. Look at that wide smile. So if this was a professional person, they would not be caught so easily if they're hired to do a job to take someone out. No, that's so this is not professional. And a lot of people are saying that too, because he had a silencer on. And he had a silencer on because if he used a gun without a silencer, then of course it's going to draw more attention, and more people would be, it would draw attention, but people would be running, if you get what I'm saying. So it's not like people would be running towards gunshot. People would be running. and the noise alone would draw too much attention. And on the video, you see that a woman was standing there, and I think even before he shot, she saw where he pointed and she took off, showing that he was not there for anyone else but for this man alone. They also said he was shot in the chest, they said. But I thought it was the back, because he shot from the back. And then at one point you see where the gun was jammed. And I guess after he was able to unjam it, he went over and shot at him a couple more times. Then he ran, then he jumped on one of those electric scooter bikes and disappeared in Central Park. But now we have a picture of him. They're saying that this is the person. They're not putting, usually if they're not sure, they'll say suspected killer or something, but they're not using that. They're saying this is the person. And I'm going to show you the picture to see. It's a good looking guy. He has a nice wide smile. And again, this cannot be a professional hit, because how dumb are you to pull your mask down knowing there are cameras around? So hopefully this man gets caught. And there's just so much intertwined to this story, because I've also heard that Mr. Thompson, he was charged or being investigated for corruption. Brian Thompson, the CEO that was gunned down, that he was being investigated to do with the company, something to that effect. That is something I would have to look into. So it's like they were saying, wonder if this was a disgruntled client or person with medical information, just things like that, because insurance in America is very hard. I even heard this morning that was it Blue Cross or Blue Shield, they were going to pass something that says if you go into a surgery and the surgery is 1 hour with the anesthesia, they will cover it. But if it goes longer than the 1 hour, then you would have to pay out of pocket for additional anesthesia. And it's like, surgery, these aren't gods, these are doctors. So if they give you an estimate of how long the surgery is going to take, you don't know what you're going to find or what could arise. So to tell people that we'll pay for 1 hour, but then after that you're responsible for being blacked out, hopefully you'll wake up from it. I mean, come on. But now they pulled it back, because after this incident, they pulled it back because, yes, they need to investigate more on insurance corruption in this country. And like I said, they said that Mr. Thompson himself was being investigated for something to that effect. So, gossipers, what are your thoughts on this story? What do you think is going on? Please leave a comment. Let us know. You see the shooter right there. What exactly was his motive to do this? Do you think he was paid to do this? Because, again, an assassin or someone who was hired to take someone out, if they're a professional, they would not make that mistake to pull their mask down. And again, they're saying, let me see if I can get to that part in the article where they say that it did not even look like him. So again, how was he able to still check into the brothel? Okay, let's see. I'm trying. Coming to stay there. I was trying to find this where it says that it does not look like the surrogate. Okay, it's right here. It says the suspected shooter checked into the hostel using a New Jersey license that wasn't his own, police sources told ABC News. Detectives ran the name and found it did not resemble any known photos of the suspect or other evidence amassed so far. So yeah, she made him pull down his face. Why? Because he's attractive? And you're looking at this ID and, so they're going to have to ask her questions, because then if the ID did not match that person, what's going on here? unless it's fate. You know, people say sometimes things happen for a reason. Maybe this happened so they could get to him. But anyways, gossipers, tell me your thoughts. Prayers and thoughts go out to his family, his friends, his wife, his kids. And until next time, gossipers, thank you for watching and listening.